Then you go buy all your soups, all your tater chips. You having your breaks. They made people feel real comfortable with that 120.
Was there anybody in particular that was a mentor to you in prison that kind of, led you down a different path? I know there were two very important people in my life while I was in prison that kind of set my tone. Was there anybody that set your tone that kind of opened your eyes up like, wow, and you kind of, follow that path?
Yes, yes, yes. It was a guy out of Detroit named Nathaniel Wilson, and also a guy named Dwayne Davis. If you look both of these guys up, Davis kingpins. One used to deal with Guy Harrio out of L.A., and the other one, Dwayne Davis. I mean, Doc Davis was labeled the bigger heroin dealer out of North America back in the 70s, 80s. And you can look him up on
Man.
YouTube. Look him up on YouTube. His name Doc Davis. His brother Dwayne started really getting into church in there. And I started getting to the point I'm starting to wild out. I'm fighting. I'm getting in trouble. One day he pulled up to me in my room and said, look, man, you need to get yourself together because you're going to end up dying in here. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear that because, like, I'm a high head. So every day he coming out there, man, he throwing little scriptures in my room and I'm throwing them in the trash. Then one day we come from the mess hall. It's a church group came in. God, I'm wrong for saying this. Two of the women looked real, they were beautiful. I like, shit, I'm about to go look at these mother because I'm fiending. So I said, I'm about to go look at these ladies. But once I got in the church and heard them talk, then he got them talk, it convicted me. And I'm like, man, I gotta change. I gotta change. So every day I'm going on there with him. He helping me read the scripture, breaking them down. Then I started getting into church, and it started making my transition better in prison. Now that I'm comfortable with myself, I like talking about God. I like going to church. So that was a great mentor. And Nathaniel Wilson, he helped me with my law work. And he kept me in a law library because he said, man, you too young, man, to be here all the time. You around here in that basketball court looking at BET. He said, man, start reading the book. So he started making me go to the law library. And he did my case for it at the jailhouse lawyer. And he got my case overturned, one of the gun charges. So I give a shout out to them guys because they kept trying to be a mentor to me. Even when I messed up, they still didn't give up on me. So, and I know they both still alive because, like I said, Dwayne and Doc Davis do their own podcast online. And it really made me feel good that I had some older gentlemen that really wanted to help me to grow in life. They didn't want me to be in the rest of my life. They didn't want me to get in the Muslim or be in a gang and all that stuff. They're like, man, get in the law library, man, get back out there to your family. And they always encouraged me to do the right thing. So when I came into my own and started getting a little bit more mature, I took all them tools with me in prison. Even when I got out, man, I stayed with church. I stay trying to mentor people and I try to stay focused. But I thank them guys every day because if I got around the wrong group of guys, I might still be in prison. They really helped me. And they ain't even from my same city. They were from Detroit, Michigan. And I'm out of Ohio and they still took me under their wing. So I guess they seen something in me and I really appreciate. Well, I thank God for that. Because he put two great older men into my life that didn't try to take advantage of you, that wouldn't know, trying to plot on you, that really sincerely cared about me. And when I didn't have no money in there, they would always give me stuff, even though I was working. But, you only make so much money being a trustee and an orderly. But they still would look out for me because both of them do with Kingpin. They had a lot of money coming in. But my books always stayed fat. My locker stayed fat, and there was no strings attached. Even when I didn't have money at first to take care of for the law stuff, he said, man, just give me a pack of cigarettes and come over there with me and stuff like that. So who can't get a pack of cigarettes? You know what I'm saying? But he would charge the other guys, like them Italians, $2,000 or $3,000 do jailhouse work. He just said, give me a pack of cigarettes, man. Give me a book of stamps, man. And I did. But them guys really, really helped me make my transition in prison better. So I
And
take my head off to them.
and how much time do you do in total?
Well, with the halfway house and home confinement is 18 and a half years. I got 18 months off of the halfway house. I'm sorry. I got 18 months off of drug treatment program, and I got 6 months off of the halfway house. But the way I played them with the drug treatment, they weren't going to give it to me because I had no drug history in my case. So I was up in a place called Milan, Michigan, a level of 3-4 at that time. I started writing, the courts. They kept denying, you don't have drug history, dude. No. I'm like, damn. So I wrote this congressman named Conyers out of Michigan. He wrote back and said they had to put me in a drug treatment program because I still have an addictive personality for selling drugs. They ended up putting me in it, and I ended up getting 18 months off. Yep. So that got me out earlier too. So in all actuality, I got at least 2 more years off, but and all together with home confinement and halfway out 18 and a half years straight. And 5 years supervised release.
And what was it like, going into the halfway house after 18 years? Because I know after, for myself, almost 9 years, 8 years, 8 months, when I went in there, it's like I could literally see the guys who were still institutionalized,
Yeah.
and then the people who were, they were just like stuck. I mean, they're in there, and you're like, damn, this dude right here, he don't, I don't know if he gonna make it.
Right. And that's the same with me. I seen a lot of guys come and some got violated in the halfway house. But once I got in the halfway house, man, I was so afraid. When they said be back at 4:30, I was back at 2:30 because I didn't want to go back to prison. So I program, they say line your shoes up, fix your bed. I did it. And I mind my own business, even though I'm free, but I'm still doing a penitentiary bit. I stayed out of all the wild little young guys' way. Dude, you only did 2 years in prison. I did 20. I'm going to stay over here. And then, like I said, I did everything by the book. Guys getting rides, places. They're not going they're supposed to be. If I said I was going to church, I went to church. If I said I was going to catch the bus, I caught the bus. I didn't even want to get a ride from down there because we weren't allowed to get a ride when I first got out. So I did everything by the book because I was afraid of getting locked back up. I didn't want to go back to prison. So I made sure I did what they told me. I programmed. So I'm going to say I was institutionalized because I kept following the same rules that was established in prison because I wasn't going back.
And what would you tell, these youngsters out here, or a younger version of yourself, about the streets and just like thinking into the future? I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. They're like, oh man, you just, you got caught up, blah, 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 blah. But I always think like, what would I've told a younger Hurt? What could I have said to him to maybe like, point him in a different direction, or, maybe get him interested in something else?
Well, if I can go back at 17 when I went to the Marine Corps, I'd have told myself to stay in. Don't get caught up in that glamour. Don't be a follower, because I was an extreme follower. Because if I would have never came home and seen my family and my friends hustling, I would have never hustled. And I'd have told myself, stay in the military, stay focused, have a career, be a family man, raise your children. But I tell kids now, man, don't be a follower, because we all have a tendency to follow people that we think is doing the right thing, but you're not. Like, I'm a follower now. I tell people, I'm a great follower. If you hold my hand and lead me in the right direction, even at 60 years old, you can be 35, I'm going to follow you because you lead me in the right path. So I tell them, man, never follow nobody who's going to tell you to do a crime, to harm somebody. If somebody come to get you and say, let's go do this crime, and they know you got a family at home, he don't love you. He don't care anything about you. So watch out for them people, because if Hurt, you my man, if I love you, I'm not going to call Hurt. No, Hurt might get unalive on this mission, or Hurt might be in jail the rest of his life and leave his children out here. I said, so you got to decipher who really love you. If your homie say, hey, man, we got a beef over here, you put to say, no, bro, that's your beef. Or they put to say, man, this my beef, you stay at home. Those are the people who love you. But anybody try to get you to follow something that's destructive or lead you down a path to go to the penitentiary, run away from it. And I don't have no problem telling people I'm an extreme follower when somebody is telling me something. I don't care what age you are. You doing something positive and you walking in the right direction, I'm going to follow that. I don't care how old you are, because my age don't mean I'm right. My age don't mean I can't grow. My age don't mean I have more maturity than you. You 51. That don't mean I can't follow you, because I know you're going to lead me in the right direction. I will follow that. And I will humble myself. So I tell kids, follow the people who positive. I always talk positivity in this shop. Then you got a butthead gonna say something negative. Man, why you gonna mess up the good conversation by saying something negative when the kid gonna follow negativity? You come on, man, we gotta be mindful when we teaching these children, because all it take one time for them to say, that old dude with the goat beard, he don't know what he talking about. Cause my little man over here, he 30 and I'm 17. Did what he say, so I'm gonna follow what he say, cause they're about the same age. But so you see me saying something positive, let's stay on this positivity, man, because at the end of the day, we can have it. This kid going out to the road of destruction, and we don't want to do that. Then I'm gonna have to sit back and say, man, we lost another one. Cause since I've been in this shop for almost 20 years, bro, we done lost a lot of kids. I seen grow up for little kids. I done seen kids coming to the barbershop crying. Now they out here gangsters, laying people down like, damn. I used to take the little kid to daycare. I used to take this dude to school. Now he's a G. But they respect us because they know us. Because right now, see, the shop is in a gang neighborhood. We never had no gang violence in here. Nobody ever broke in here trying to rob a car. These little guys over here been knowing me so long, I'm well protected. I can go through anyone in the neighborhood from this side of town or this side of town. They know Pops from the barbershop. They ain't gonna let nobody harm them. But I done seen so many kids lose their life, but there's been a lot of kids that got themselves together after they went to prison, and some didn't go to prison, come in here and give me a hug like, Pops, man, I appreciate all the stuff you be telling us, man. I appreciate it. So I know they taking some of the information in, and it makes me feel good, but we need more of that. Then you got the other buttheads in here. Oh, man, forget all that, man. Go hard, man. I'm a street. Why do you want to be a street dude when you know the destruction? And I love it when a guy come in here. You seen two dudes that come and open up the door. One knocked on the window. You might just see one guy, he opened up the door. Both of them guys, I've been knowing them since they were young. They come in here. One got a trucking company and one in the real estate. They used to be street dudes. But the more I kept talking to him, one lost his father. The other one went to jail for 18 months. Got out and said, man, what you think I should do, man? Man, if you don't like work for my man, get you some trucking license. Hooked him up with a program in the city of Toledo. He got his license free. He been driving ever since. So I feel like I did my job. But they came back and had enough love and respect for me because I always taught positivity to him. And look at him now. He a business owner. He owned his own truck. And we need more of that, bro. We need more people like you. Like I said, keep doing what you're doing, man. I take my head off to you. Because I really didn't think you were going to respond back to me. And once you did, like, I said, oh, cool. And that made me respect you even more because somebody on your status ain't going to talk to us. It's rare. And that showed me right there your character. I told a guy before I came here, I said, man, dude going to interview me, man. I'm like hyped like a little kid. Like, man, he going to interview me. It made me feel so good because I said, man, God is working. That means I'm doing something right. I can have a different voice to help people. And I came in, he said, man, you should. I said, yeah, man, look at this podcast, man. Dude gonna put me on here, man. He gonna talk to me so I can have a voice to try to help people. And I come in here, man, I feel good because a brother gave me an opportunity so I know I'm doing something right. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. I know for 20 years that I tried my hardest to try to make a change. I did a lot of destruction in my neighborhoods. And I'm trying to help people, and you gave me an opportunity. And I take my head off to you, bro. And I appreciate you for real.
Man, I thank you for the compliment, man. But I'm just, dude, I'm just a regular cat, bro.
Don't
I
humble
always
yourself.
look at like, man, I always look at like I'll never be that person who acts like he's too good. And
Right.
I've been in enough places, and I've been around people, and I approach people, and I've seen how they act all bougie in front of like they're around these people, and they act like, oh, I'm the only black guy here, and I'm like, dude, I'm just saying what's up, man. I'm acknowledging you here like you acknowledge. I mean, you ain't got to act funny with me, so I always will say hi to somebody or acknowledge somebody because I know what it's like, and I've been banging this thing out for the last 11 and a half years. And it's hard for me to get people to come on here or for me to get on their stuff because when they look at my stuff, I'm not glorifying that. I'm not endorsing that. So, I don't want to talk about how great the porn. I don't want to talk about robbing and laying ninjas down and doing. So they don't want me on there because I'm not feeding into the agenda. So it's hard for me to even get on other people's platforms or to get people to come on here to kick real because they're making money off of that. It's
Right.
money off of talking about killing another black man and creating a beef and
Right.
Sexually, exploiting the women. It's money from that. So if I'm speaking against it, I'm not benefiting what they're trying to push right now. So I just feel like I got to keep it 100 with myself. And I look at like the things I've done. I can talk about them because I'm lived it. I'm not on here making up extra stories. I've had pistol play. I've done all this stuff. I got pictures of me running across the freeway in high speed chase. So I ain't got to lie to make it seem like I'm tough. And when I was in prison, I wasn't trying to be tough.
Right.
I was just trying to do my thing. So I'm not going to glorify I was some superhero up in there. But at the end of the day, I know I'm genuine. I try to help people. And I appreciate people like you coming on from, you're sharing your story from your part of the world, and it's going to touch somebody, man. So that's what it's all about, is us getting back to some values in our community, and for the brothers who do have these good stories to share them so these youngsters can hear them, so they can compare them to some of this bullshit rap stories and be like, you know what? OG, Pops, man, he was telling that story, man, shit. I don't know about this rap. This some bullshit, man. I think I'm going to listen to him and go get me a trucking company or start me a barbershop, or maybe I need to go, maybe to click, something to click, bro. Kid in Ohio might hear your story like, damn, I didn't know OG was balling like that.
Right.
Damn, I need to go
Right.
and maybe listen to what he got to say. So when they hear that, it triggers something, man. And that's the whole point of this, is to maybe trigger something that will change a life, bro. So like having you on, it's an honor. And if you want to share any of what your social media stuff, we're going to have it in links, but tell them how people can find you, man.
Okay. They call me the Accidental Investor 419 on TikTok. My page got banned 2 or 3 times, but now it's Accidental Investor 419. And on Instagram and on Facebook, it's Success Out the Prison. And the reason I say Success Out the Prison, because after I went through that long journey inside the prison wall and I came out and did the right thing, I know anybody can make it. And an accidental investor, when my mom had died, she honored me with a life insurance policy, and that's how I got into the real estate game. I bought my first 2 pieces of property on my mother's death. So that's why I call myself the Accidental Investor 419, Success Out the Prison, on Instagram and on Facebook. But before we close, I like to say this. I want to thank Big Herc again for giving me the opportunity to be on this platform, because it makes me feel good that there's another guy got the same common goal. And the goal is not to accumulate wealth. I don't care about money, man. I hustle. I care about saving lives. And I've been following you since you had like 6,000 or 7,000 followers, man. And I took that leap out there to hit you private. Before it didn't go the way we wanted it, then I did it again. You said, hey, I got you. And I truly appreciate that, man, because people like you, man, make life easier for other people who trying to make a change. And I thank God, first and foremost, that let me have the introduction with you. And I hope that you be successful, and I hope your podcast get bigger and your platform. I want you to be the greatest out there, man, because you got some good guys that really working for God and working to do the right thing for our communities. And I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, man. And we'll stay in touch, bro. If I'm ever in Ohio,
I got you.
And if you're ever on the West Coast, hit me up, man. And I would love to meet you in person, brother. Take you out to lunch.
I got you. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell my nephew to hit you up, man, because, that's my man. And the funny thing about him, when I came home, he used to wrestle. He do jiu-jitsu, box. So I go to the gym with him one day. Man, the man choked me out like 10 times. Like, damn. So, also, I like to tell people, see, I'm a 4-stripe brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Also, I wrestle, and I'm a orange belt in judo, and I box. So I tell people, learn some self-defense. That'll keep you out of harm's way, but also get in touch with him, Big Herc, because he do a lot of traveling, and I know y'all can network together because he's really a sincerely good guy. And if you ever talk to CT Fletcher, CT will tell you he's a great guy. Midwest Calm.
If you can line that up, bro, I'm definitely down to tap in with him.
Like I
reached out to some of these guys, and I haven't reached out to him, but I have reached out to like CT and other people, and they haven't responded. But I'm down, bro. I'm always trying to put a brother on, man. So I have no problem.
I got you, bro. We're gonna make a wager. We're going back to the penitentiary. I bet you 2 books of stamps. I can have CT Fletcher. I can have him. I can have Hawk Smash. All them guys getting in touch with you today on your social media page or private.
Hey,
2 books
man,
of stamps.
I'll take you up on that, man. You had a flashback, damn books of stamps.
So we're gonna bet 2 books of stamps. I got you. Soon as I get off here, I'm gonna get in touch with my nephew, Midwest Calm. I guarantee all them guys gonna be contacting you today.
I appreciate it, man.
Got my word on it.
Man, I enjoyed chopping up with you. I'm glad we finally connected. I apologize for not connecting before. I think my time was off, And dude, I have to write everything down on my calendar because I'm
Right.
trying to juggle so many different things, man. But this is a great interview. Our viewers are going to definitely enjoy it. Our listeners are going to enjoy it. And Tyrone, man, I wish you the best and most success in life, brother. And I thank you from Fresh Out, bro.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And God bless, man. Be safe. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. You have a good one.